Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Jessica Ruth Knits podcast. I am Jessica, and it has been a hot minute since I have recorded a podcast. It's probably been a couple years now, so bear with me if I am a little bit rusty, but I have a lot of fun things to show you guys today. Also, at my feet in the little baby bouncer, I have our current foster baby. So if you hear some background noise or if I keep looking down, it's because the little baby is bouncing right by my feet. So, welcome. I am so glad you guys are here. I am glad you chose to spend maybe a half hour of your day with me, and um, let's get going as we talk about all the fun knitted things. So, since it's been a couple years probably, there's it's kind of stupid to show finished objects because I have knit so much in the past couple years. But I thought I would show you the things that I finished most recently, like in April. Today is May 1st, 2025. So it is May Day. Happy May Day. I will talk a little bit at the end about our May Day traditions. But these are some of the things that I knit in April. So to start off with, this is my daughter's Easter sweater, and it is still wet from blocking. So I got it wet a couple days ago to block it, but it has been foggy and drippy and overcast, so it is just not drying very fast. But this is my daughter Mabel's Easter sweater, like that. Um, the pattern is Wee Fawcett, and I'm not sure who the designer is. I was not a fan of this pattern at all, but, and I'll tell you some of the reasons why. It felt a lot like the pattern or the different pattern sections were just kind of thrown together. So there's baubles, but the baubles come directly, like it's on the first row of a color change. So they show the color from up here, and it just looks super not professional. I don't know if you guys can see the colors peeking through, but that bugged me. Or there would be like baubles, and then the row under would have a yarn over, and it just looks really sloppy. Like you see the carried yarn. I don't know. Um, it's fine. Mabel likes it. I would not recommend it, or I would not knit it again. But it's cute for a 5-year-old sweater. I did for this section, I just added these eyelets because I thought that was a lot of plain, boring stockinette to have so much pattern up here and then just have this boring section. So I added some little eyelets just to give it a little bit more interest. But yeah, that's the sweater. I knit the sweater size 6. My daughter's 5.5, but she's very tall. And you'll see her later on. I'll add a little snippet of her showing you guys her octopus. Yeah, she loves it, and hopefully it'll dry and she can wear it. Okay, on to the next finished object. So that was my daughter's Easter sweater. And my son, this is his Easter sweater. This is not for the baby. This is for my 7-year-old son, Thatcher. And this is for his doll. So it needs buttons, but it has like 3 buttonholes. This is, and it's, I don't know, it still flips up. I'm hoping once it has a button on it won't do that. This is the Anchors doll sweater by Petite Knits, and it's super cute. And his doll, it's one of the Target brand, but it's like the American Girl dolls, but the, oh, bless you, the cheap version. So this will fit like an 18-inch doll. And yeah, it's super simple. Yellow is his favorite color, so I knit it yellow. I just used scraps and I held 2 different colors together. So it's got sparkles in there, in a variegated, and he loves it. So I told him that I would let him go to the button store with me and pick out some buttons for his doll's name is Hazel. So he's gonna pick out some buttons for Hazel's sweater. So that was my other Easter knitting. And then I'm going to try to show you some birthday knits for Thatcher. Today is Thursday, and his birthday is on Sunday. And so I've been secretly knitting for his birthday. So for that same doll, Hazel, who is his absolute most prized doll, and Hazel goes everywhere with Thatcher, and he has a little stroller that he pushes Hazel in, and it's super sweet and super cute. So Thatcher's been really into the pioneers lately, and so we've been reading Laura Ingalls Wilder, and Laura's always talking about how she puts a shawl on. So I thought it would be really fun to knit a shawl for Hazel's doll. I mean, for Thatcher's doll, Hazel. So this is the Martha wrap for dolls on Ravelry, and it's knit out of scraps, and it's not gonna fit in this. Let's like that. But it was super cute. It was super easy to knit. You knit the whole garter section first, and then from the cable to the lace is all just like an applied border. Um, yeah, so it's got specks of blue, green. Thatcher's favorite dress for Hazel is like this quilted dress, and it has a green bodice. So I knit this in the green to match her dress that she always wears. So again, that's the Martha wrap. Let's see. Oh, I don't know who it's by, but it's on Ravelry under the Martha wrap for dolls. Yeah, so I'll gift that to him on Sunday, and I'm super excited. I think he's gonna really like it. Okay, I'm gonna hide that so he doesn't see. Okay, I think that is all my finished objects. Oh, what I'm wearing today. This is the Mara shawl. I knit it years and years ago, so it's a really old one, but it's one of my favorites. And yellow is also my favorite color, and so I wear this one a lot. Yeah, okay, so let's move on to works in progress because the baby is getting antsy. The other day, I was looking for some needles, and I kept finding project bags full of socks. So I started going through, and I have so many pairs of socks that I have not finished. They're all in various different stages of knitting or of completion. So, and some of them I started knitting before I was even pregnant with Thatcher. So they're like 8, 9 years old. So I thought I would show them today, and hopefully this will inspire me to finish them so that I can cast on new things. This, I believe it's a Andy Sue. Oh, I think that was her name. Andy. I know her name was Andy. She doesn't die anymore, I don't think. But it was this sock blank. Like that. Let's see, like that. And so then you unravel the sock blank. And so this is the sock blank, and this is the sock. Like, look how cool it looks. And I don't know why. I mean, I got like that far. I'm even on the cuff ribbing for this sock, and then I just abandoned it. So I don't have a second one yet. Yeah, but I don't know. It looks kind of cool. It's very crinkly because you're unraveling the sock blank. So I'm hoping once I block it, it'll smooth out a little bit and not be so have such a scrunched texture. But that was sock pair number 1. Then these I knit when I was pregnant with Thatcher, and I didn't know, we didn't find out the gender, and I thought it would be really fun to knit like a family matching pair of socks. So I knit 2 little baby socks, and then I knit 1 sock for me and the start of a sock for my husband. Hey, bud. Hey, what's up? Okay, can you go? Are you going to come in and say hi? Sorry, Thatcher was peeking. So I had 1 sock for me and part of a sock for my husband. And then I stopped. So I think, and of course, the sock for me and the sock for my husband are not the same number of stitches wide. And so I can't just make his sock for me and have a pair. So I think I'm just going to make a second sock for me. And I don't know. My husband wears size 13 in men's. shoes. So to knit him socks is an endeavor. So I'm not sure if he'll get another or get a completed pair of orange socks or not, but we'll see. Yeah, and then I like had started on the toe for another one. And it's funny too because all of these are on different types of needles. I think because I was running out of my sock needles, and so I just had to find spares around the house. So the first ones are on Addie's, which I don't like. These ones are on double points, which I don't mind at all. And yeah, um, then I had started this sock for Mabel, and I don't know the yarn, but we tried it on her and it's way too tight. She can't get her foot through here. And this was gonna be, I forget what the name of the pattern is, but you knit this cuff, and then after you knit the sock, you come back here and you pick up for like a really frilly ruffle. So I thought that was gonna be really cute for Mabel, but it's not gonna fit her. So I'm gonna have to rip that out and do a bigger sock for her, which is a bummer because it's almost to the toe for a kid's sock. But oh well. And these are on my Chaigus, which are my absolute favorites. I really like the pointy tip, where the Addies have a very blunt tip that I don't care for. Okay, then I had these socks. So I have one completed like this, and I'm at the heel on the second one. And I think I had stopped these for a while because I couldn't find where I put my contrasting heel color, but I have it now. And so I just need to put the heel in and then do the little bit of the cuff or the leg and then the cuff. And then I have that pair for me. So there's that. Oh, see, here's the color ball. And then, oh, I have more socks. Okay, these socks are a pain because I had to rip them out completely the first time and do them again. But these are super special, and so they're like that. The blue yarn is Madeline Tosh, and it's called City by the Bay, which was a special yarn that I picked up when my husband and I went on a getaway to San Francisco. And so it's supposed to be like the blue of the water and the gray of the fog and the red from the bridge. And then I found in my stash this red contrasting color that I thought it looks really cool. It looks like waves. Um, that one's looking. It looks like waves. And then this reminds me of the red Golden Gate Bridge. So these are my San Francisco socks, but I had cast on as many as the pattern called for, and I think it was like, I don't know, 68 or 70. And I got all the way past the heel and tried them on, and they were way too baggy. So I had to rip them out. And then I cast on, my usual sock is a 64 stitch. So I cast on for my usual sock. And just, I think I just omitted one little repeat of the waves, and that worked out fine. So, but again, this is the first one, so I still have to finish this and then do the second one. So, I kind of lost my sock mojo with all of these socks. Okay, sorry that I keep leaning over. Okay, and then I have a pair for my husband. So these are huge. It's like that. I want to say this is Arkansas Yarn Company, but I don't know. I have lost. All of these are so old that I don't remember what the yarn is or the colorways or anything. But I am on the heel. I'm doing a fish lips kiss heel on this one. And I have the other one that is already past the heel, and I've started on the cuff ribbing. But I think that's out in the car. That's my car knitting. So this one I have to do the heel and then go up the cuff. But again, my husband, he has got very large feet and he likes to wear boots. So he likes his socks to be tall enough to come up over his boots. So his is a lot of knitting. But yeah, we'll get there. So, okay. Now I'm going to show you the secret birthday knitting for Thatcher while he's not in earshot. So I have two secrets that he does not know about. And I'll show the first one because in case he comes back in. Thatcher's favorite animals are otters, and he has requested that I knit him an otter for a long time, and I've knit him everything except for an otter. So I thought it was high time for his birthday that he got an otter. So this pattern is called River Otter by Sarah Elizabeth Kellner on Ravelry. It is a pay for pattern, and I'm not done with it, but it's coming along pretty cute. This is Thatcher's otter. It still needs 2 little back feet, and it needs an embroidered face, but it has this really weird mouth pocket. The pattern has a fish that goes with it that, I don't know, the fish isn't going to fit in the mouth pocket, but it looks really funky. When I knit it, you knit it and it sticks out like a platypus bill. And I was trying to figure out how in the world this was going to be an otter, because otters do not have mouths that come out like that. But then I looked on Ravelry and I noticed it's a pocket, and so it goes in for the otter, and so that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, I think he'll be really cute. Thatcher's gonna love him. He's got 2 front feet, and he's got a tail, and yeah, he's almost done. And so he'll be a lot cuter once he has a face embroidered on him, and he's not so strange looking. Okay, that one's done. All right, the last birthday knit is again for Thatcher's doll Hazel, and this is a baby blanket, but it's the Sweet Shop blanket, and I forget who the designer is, but everybody's making these right now, and I really wanted to cast one on, but I wanted to make one for our foster baby, but I didn't have the yarn that I wanted to use for him, and so I thought it would be fun to knit a blanket for Thatcher's doll Hazel. So I'm just doing the last row now. So I'm going to make it 4 squares by 3 squares, and yeah, I just have all these ends, 3 more squares to knit, and then that blanket is done. So this yarn is Malabrigo Rios in the Arco Iris colorway. And then this is some Quince & Company yarn. I don't have the ball band, but I found a bunch of Quince & Co yarn at Goodwill, completely brand new with all the ball bands and the price tags on them. So this is one, just a neutral Quince & Co that I got at Goodwill, and I was super excited about that. So that, okay. Then I have one last work in progress, and excuse me, all the fibers are flying. I've noticed that a lot of knitters are trying to use up their stash and their scraps, and I have been doing so as well. So pretty much all of these projects have been from stash yarn. In fact, every single one of them has been stash yarn. So this is a what's it called? I wrote down the name of it. Hold on. Okay, this is called the Scrappy Knit Shawl by Regina Weiss, and it's just a garter stitch shawl. I'm using all my blues and grays, and then you only start the new colors. It's a free pattern. I'm not giving anything away. You only start the new yarns at the end, and then at the very end, hey babe, hold on. Yeah, so you start the new yarns at the edge, and then you just leave all of this hanging, which gets super annoying, and I was like trying to braid it to hold it together so it doesn't get all tangled up with your working yarn. But then at the end, when you finish the shawl, you go back and you add fringe the whole way, so it won't look so sparse. But yeah, it's just all my blues and grays and like little bits of blacks. I'm holding 2 colors together, or 2 fingering weights together, and so that way it has that marl effect, and I love it. I've kind of put this aside to work on all of Thatcher's birthday knitting, but this is a really good this is a really good TV knitting piece, because you're just doing a yarn over at the beginning of the row, and then it's just complete stockinette. So yeah, there's my scrappy knit shawl. Okay, last shawl I have to show you is this one. This is called the Lane shawl. I believe this is a paid for pattern, and is slow going because you cast on like 500 some stitches, I think, or maybe 400 some, and you decrease at the, oh no, hold on, emergency. I just pulled it off the needles. So with most of the shawls that I have done, you start at the, okay, got it. You start at the tip, the little V part. So you're casting on like 3 or 5 or 7 or whatever, and then you're getting bigger and bigger. This one's the opposite. So you cast on the entire flat part, and then you're decreasing down to the point. So each row is getting smaller slowly by 2 stitches each row, but it is a lot of boring stockinette. And there will be, I mean, it's a lot of boring garter stitch. There will be a pattern section in a little bit once I get past this garter stitch, but I have not been very excited to knit on this. At least with the scrappy knit shawl, you're starting at the bottom and you're going up, and you're changing colors. So you have something to look forward to. This is just plain garter stitch, and yeah, not terribly exciting. But I think the finished shawl will be really pretty. So yeah, maybe once all the birthday knitting is done, I will have some more time to do shawls for me. But until then, we are working on birthday stuff. Okay, so that is all of the stuff I have been knitting on. Now, I did end up buying some yarn, and I will show that. I have 2 projects that I bought the yarn specifically for. Yeah. And so let me grab it. Hold on. Okay. So this I ordered from Knit Picks, and I'm going to be using Barocco Vintage, which I didn't realize that Knit Picks had acquired them or merged or whatever. But I love Barocco Vintage, so I was excited to see that on their website. And I'm going to be making I think I'm going to make the Sweet Shop blanket that I just showed you for Hazel. But I'm going to knit it for our little foster baby. And so we have a little 2-month-old foster baby, and he's a little boy. And so I thought these would be really pretty colors to make him a blanket for. So this is what I got. The white color is going to be the main color. I bought like 4 of the white colors. And then I have 3 different blues and then the pop of yellow. And so I think that'll be really pretty for him. Yeah. I'm not sure if I like this one with, it was hard to see on the, excuse me. It was hard to tell on the website. And so I'm not sure if I like, oh goodness, if I like this grayish blue in there or not, but we'll see. I might start with these 3 and then, oh, oops, and I just dropped it. I might start with these ones and see how that's going. But yeah. So I had planned on doing the Sweet Shop blanket for little baby, but now I've just been doing it for Hazel's blanket, and I'm not sure if I want to do a different blanket pattern for the foster baby. Excuse me. Okay, so we'll see. And then I bought, this is just, it's like the Dye For Me, it's Dye For Me Happy Feet. I think it's Plymouth Yarns. I'm pretty sure it's Plymouth Yarns. Yeah, Plymouth Yarns Dye For Me Happy Feet. So it's just a blank dyeable cream. But I've used this on another blanket that I did, and I absolutely loved it. And so I'm going to be making Amy, I believe her name, it's Amy Loudon. She's on Instagram as And Other Knits. She used to have a different name on Instagram, but she changed it. But she's And Other Knits, and she just came out, she just released, I believe today, a blanket called Under the Stars, and it's a quilt patch blanket. And so I'm going to be doing that one. Sorry about the baby noise. I'm going to be doing that one with scraps of yarn, and then I ordered the white to be the solid color that kind of ties all of the scraps in. So I am still trying to use up my scraps, but I didn't have enough of a solid color to make a blanket background. So I went ahead and ordered just the cream. And that is all of my knitting and yarn acquisitions. I've been trying really hard not to buy yarn because I have such a beautiful stash. And so I have been wanting to knit from the yarns that I have in stash. But I do need some yarns to augment what I have. And so I didn't feel bad about buying some yarns. So if you want to hear about life updates, then stay tuned. And if you don't, then you are free to go. I really appreciate you hanging out here with us today. And yeah, let's get into life updates. So the biggest life update is Thatcher is turning 7 on Sunday. Hold on. Which is huge because I started podcasting. Sorry for the shaky. I started podcasting when we were trying to get pregnant, and now he's turning 7. So that just, I don't know, it blows my mind that he's so big. Okay, so Thatcher's birthday is on Sunday. This is our little foster guy. I'm not able to show his face, so this is as much of him as you will see. I'm also not able to share much about his circumstance. So, yeah, I wish I could show you how cute he is and tell you more about him, but I can't. Again, he's our foster baby. He's almost 3 months old, and he's a delight to have. So we are loving on him for as long as he is here with us. The goal in foster care is to reunify the kids with their parents as long as that is safe. So his mom is going to try to work on what she needs to do to make a safe home for him. And in the meantime, we are loving on him and enjoying having a baby. Yeah, so Thatcher 7, baby is almost 3 months. And then we have a daughter, Mabel, who is 5.5, going on 16. She is a spitfire and a delight and super fun. So Mabel is running track and field right now, and that allows me to have a lot of knitting time at the track meets and at her track practice. So that's been fun. Yeah, I think that's all. We live in California. If you have never met me before, we live in California. We homestead, we homeschool, we enjoy being at home. So we have dairy cows, so we milk our cows, and we have chickens and ducks, and we had pigs and goats, but those are no longer. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say about us. I don't know, I feel like pretty normal. We are homeschooling the kids, so that's been fun. Thatcher's in 1st grade and Mabel's in kindergarten, and it's just fun to have them at home and doing life with us. So I'm going to end it there and go feed this guy. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I have been watching a bunch of knitting podcasts late at night while feeding baby, at 2 a.m. when I can barely stay awake. But it's been so fun to see what everybody else is knitting. And so I'm hoping once birthday knitting is done that I can get more into knitting things that I want to knit and not things that I want to knit for other people, if that makes sense. So thank you again. I hope you guys, May Day, real quick. So today is May Day, which is the 1st of May. And I don't know if this is just a tradition that we did growing up, but we would make bouquets of flowers for our friends and neighbors, and we would doorbell ditch. So we would put the bouquet of flowers on somebody's porch, ring their doorbell, and try to run away before they caught us. And so my daughter Mabel and my husband just left to go to the store to buy flowers so that we can go doorbell ditch our neighbors today. So that's been a really fun tradition to keep going with my kids. And my mom doorbell ditched us earlier, but we caught her. So the kids were super excited that they caught Gigi and they got to give her hugs. And she brought over some beautiful sunflowers. So we're enjoying those, and we're hoping to pass the blessings on to some of our neighbors. So that's what we're going to be doing this afternoon, is making bouquets of flowers and going and leaving them at our neighbors' gates. So yeah, all right. Thanks. Have a wonderful May, and I will see you guys when I see you. All right, bye. Okay, you're gonna look right here. Okay, you're gonna say hi.
Hi.
Okay, what do you want to show them today?
Here's my pet octopus.
Your pet. Can you hold it up so they can see? Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanna Here, look. Oh, there. Hold it up over here. Yeah. You want to show them the pink underside? Look.
Yeah.
See, it's pink.
It's pink.
It's pink.
It's pink.
What else do you want to tell them about it?
It squirts ink.
It squirts ink. Ah.
And it has nervous off.
Thatcher. Quiet, please.
Big huge head.
A big, huge head. Yeah.
It has these tentacles.
Tentacles.
How much?
What? How many tentacles? Do you remember? 8. Yes.
8 tentacles.
8 tentacles. Do you want to show them your sweater you're wearing?
Yeah.
Say, this is the Magnolia mini sweater. Can you say that?
What?
Say, this is the Magnolia. Say it to the camera.
This is the
Magnolia
sweater.
mini sweater. Okay, now come here. Let's lift you up. Oh, show me your sweater. All right. Anything else you want to say? No? Get push her butt. Push her butt.